This video is made for adult collectors because just before recording this audio, I cracked my jaw and it was like the most satisfying feeling. What is it with Transformers Prime toys and always having loose hips? I think every Transformers Prime figure I own has loose hips all of a sudden. I don't know if it's like this type of palm that they use specifically that like just doesn't hold up. Like when I got Megatron, the Voyager one, his hips were loose immediately on every copy I own. It's just weird. It's always just the hips on the Prime toys for me. It's strange. Transformers Prime had a fun toy line. You had the first edition stuff, then the RID stuff, not that one, then Beast Hunters, and I really like aspects of each. First edition to most is touted as the better of the three, but it still had some stinkers in that line. Bumblebee. But one of the best figures to come out of that, I think, is Starscream. The RID, not that one, Voyager, was really fun, but I personally don't think it holds a candle to the first edition one. This is first edition Starscream, specifically the 2-pack version that came with Bumblebee, who sucks, and Silas. They absolutely nailed this figure, like it's so accurate. The colors aren't, this is a 2-pack deco with the purple and all that, but the shaping of the limbs and how it achieves the hunchback and the forward neck and the wings on the back are adjustable, though I do wish they could like bend down because he would do that when he emoted in the show. There is only really one eyesore to me on this figure with like its design, and that's the cockpit hanging out the back like a dingleberry. The missiles are also wrong, but honestly I kind of dig the 3-missile volley more than the single one he had in the show, and even though the colors aren't accurate, I do like them. I'm not usually a fan of this unpainted gray, but here it works with this dark and light purple. Like they use 2 different shades and I think that's cool. But let's get into the title, shall we? He's wearing heels. You know those boots you see with the massive, the boots that go all the way up to the knees and the massive heels? Prime Starscream is just a diva apparently, but given the nature of the rest of his design, I can't really see anything else fitting for the lower legs. I do wish the feet had a natural stopping point though, because the heels and toes don't stop when you're transforming it, and if they get loose, those heels are just gonna give and he falls backwards. Also, I do not advise getting the Dark Energon version, the clear purple one. That one I had, and the shoulders fell off just while standing on the shelf because the clear plastic gave out. Like it just disintegrated by itself. Head sculpt is very sly and sinister. I love the smirk, the eyes, the silver paint, the head crest. Though the crest on my original Dark Energon version and this one is slightly warped to one side, and it's because it's a softer material so you don't poke your eye out, but like I can fix it with some heat. He is also a nice size, especially next to like other Prime figures that I currently don't have on hand, but like he's on the taller end of a deluxe. I really like the way this looks. So his articulation is really interesting. It's very interesting because it does some stuff that like you don't see ever on other figures. So the head is on a ball joint. You don't get that much tilt out of it, but he can look very far up and very far down, and then can't do a full 360. You can only really rotate that far until he starts looking like weird. So yeah, the wings can go up and down. They can swing in and out. These wings can also shift back here. The shoulders, there's a hinge here and a ball joint, so they can go out about that far. You have a full 360-degree rotation, bicep rotation. You have a 90-degree bend at the elbow, but because of my dog barking, the dog is barking at the contractor in the backyard. He has these little pins here for the sliding mechanism, but it acts as another joint. So you can kind of do like arms crossed over, you can do arms back here. You can use this as like another elbow of sorts, and it works very well. Then you have like a double hinge at the wrist. I have an itchy eyebrow. Now, the waist joint is very weird because it's not supposed to be a waist joint because of how the axis it rotates on. It rotates like this so that it can complete the cockpit for the transformation, and it clicks into place. However, you can sort of cheat it to give him a waist swivel a little bit and it doesn't look bad. So he does have a waist joint. Hips can go forward, they can go back, they can go out only about that far. The world's toughest thigh swivels. I don't understand why they're so tight. And then you have a 90-degree bend at the knee, and then the feet can go forward and they can go back. There's no ankle tilt, but like, I don't see how they could have fit some on this thing. But he's very poseable for a figure of his time. It's just, I wish the feet had natural stopping points. But I really like the ways that the arms work. This is, Quake, will you stop rattling on the other side of the desk? I love the inner like arm thing, and I love how how the wings can move, and like the range in the head. It's really, really nice in the upper body. Stand up straight. Oh god, now he's doing the thing. Now the feet are doing the thing. Stay. Now, I like a lot of the robot stuff. It's really Adobe, I don't want to see notifications. I like a lot of the robot stuff. It's really cool, but nothing about that is my favorite part of this toy. That's actually the transformation. This transformation is so non-traditional jet former for the time, with some super clever ways of getting the limbs where they need to be to make the jet shape. Just look. Okay, so this is a very, very fun transformation to do. Now, one thing I do want to point out is I always forget every time to fold these things out for robot mode. So make sure you fold those out for robot mode, because otherwise it doesn't look complete. It's a stand that just fell on the other side of the room. So let's get him into his jet mode. To start with, you're going to have to remove the missile pods. Whatever. Then you fold up the hands, the accordion in. You fold down the missile pod attachments, and those are going to be the tail fins. You compress, oops, you don't pull the arm off, don't do that. Don't do that. You compress the arms up and then rotate them 90 degrees. Compress and rotate 90 degrees. Fold the head crest in. Then we're gonna take this booster section at the back, fold it out, and then just sort of bring all this out. This will clip together, that will go back here. Then you bring the head up and then undo this. So it's latched in 2 spots. It's latched in at the neck and then at the head, which is really cool. That is not coming apart, and it gets the hunchback going. So that's, I like that. But you bring that out, fold the head all the way up, bend it inside, and then bring it around while folding this back and bring that up. And that's basically the head tucked away. Then you take the arms, you rotate them back here, you bring this section up and in, and these tabs are gonna tab into those slots there. So you just get this all situated back here. Now it does leave this little gap, I've noticed. However, once you bring the wings up and then peg the wings in, that holds everything into place, which is very nice. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold the feet in, fold in the knee pad and the back knee pad, whatever you call those things. Rotate this section 180 degrees, bring this out, rotate it around, and then peg it into the upper torso. Then bring the legs in, and they're gonna peg in here and then here at the back. So you bring that in and that in, you bring that in there and there. Then you take the guns, or missiles, sorry, and you fold them in to the, or plug them in. Why fold them in? Plug them into the bottom. I can't speak today. And there you have the jet mode. I love that transformation. It's so much fun to do. It's just, it's this arm part is so clever. I really like that. See, what an interesting conversion that leads to this really nice jet with a giant block under the cockpit. Okay, yeah, the Voyager does do the silhouette better, but this still isn't bad. I love how streamlined it looks from most angles. I also dig how pronounced the cockpit is on this deco, and that like purple tipped missiles. It is also a very solid jet too. Nothing wants to come off. Everything stays where it needs to, minus the missiles. I find they can be really easy to just knock off every once in a while, but I really like this toy a lot. It's just so good. The robot mode is fantastic. The transformation is phenomenal. The alt mode is pretty much great. The aftermarket, I just cracked my finger. The aftermarket prices though aren't super great. I got this for a good deal at my local shop, Comic Alley Toys, not sponsored, but yeah, online he goes for far too much. If you can get one for a good deal though, like at a convention, I see these at conventions going for not too terribly like expensive, then I highly recommend it. But that's been my look at Transformers Prime First Edition Starscream. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.